Hi guys, so this video was requested by Timothy Potter, so I thought, why the hell not? So tonight we're going to look at The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker, and the story behind it. So sit back, try and relax, don't be afraid to close your eyes, and turn up any light, I guess. The hero of the winds and a new world. Ganondorf the thief had obtained the Triforce of Power and transformed into the Demon King, King Ganon. The hero of time successfully sealed away his foe. Victorious, he then departed to his original era, and purity began to return to the world once more. However, Hyrule's troubles continued. Peace is restored to Hyrule by the hero of time. The hero returns to his original era. With the help of the sages and the hero of time, Princess Zelda sealed away Ganon and returned Link to his original era. To ensure that the sacred realm could not be reopened, she put the Master Sword back in its pedestal and closed the door of time. The passage between eras was sealed, and the Triforce of Courage continued its slumber somewhere in the land. The hero of time's return. Upon returning to his original era, Link replaces the Master Sword in its pedestal and brings his beloved horse Epona back to the Lon Lon Ranch. The purification of Hyrule. The dark clouds that had gathered over Hyrule parted, and light began to return to the world. However, once enough time had passed, the deeds of the hero of time had faded into legend, and the creeping hand of evil beset the kingdom once more. The deeds of the hero of time are passed on as legends. Even in the eras after the kingdom of Hyrule vanished from the earth, the legend of the hero of time and the kingdom where the power of the gods slumbered continued to be passed on from generation to generation. From the hero's green garb to the details of his departure, the events of the story were handed down in the form of a scroll, becoming a legend from a bygone era. The Chronicle of the Sinking of Hyrule. Ganondorf is resurrected in the era without a hero. Ganondorf, formerly sealed away, crawled up from the depths of the earth and enshrouded Hyrule in darkness once more. The prayers of the people were in vain, and the hero never appeared. Out of hope, out of time, King Daphne Snow Hansen's Hyrule made his decision. He would entrust the fate of the kingdom to the gods. The gods decided to seal Hyrule away. The gods chose which of the kingdom's subjects would ascend to the new land, telling them to escape to the tallest mountains. They then flooded the world, sinking Ganondorf and Hyrule into the bottom of the ocean and sealing them away. Though the king was sealed along with his kingdom, the princess took a piece of the Triforce that had been broken in two by the king and managed to escape the ocean's surface with several of her retainers. The charm of the royal family. A charm honed from a gossip stone, passed down by the royal family since ancient times. It was given by the king of Hyrule to his daughter, the princess. Members of the royal family can converse telepathically via the stone. It continues to be carefully handed down in the present era, known to its bearers as the pirate's charm. The gods decide to seal Hyrule away. The gods chose which of the kingdom's subjects would ascend to the new land, telling them to escape to the tallest mountains. They then flooded the world, sinking Ganondorf and Hyrule to the bottom of the ocean and sealing them away. Though the king was sealed along with his kingdom, the princess took a piece of the Triforce that had been broken. Oh yeah, I read that one. Sorry about that. Let's just finish that one again. Though the king was sealed along with his kingdom, the princess took a piece of the Triforce that had been broken in two by the king and managed to escape to the ocean's surface with several of her retainers. So basically her guardians, if you want to call it that. Ganondorf's repeated resurrections. Ganondorf's plots. Hundreds of years passed, and Ganondorf, who should have been sealed at the bottom of the ocean along with Hyrule, was resurrected once again. He gave an order to his minions to attack the wind and earth temples, killing the two sages whose prayers gave the Master Sword the ability to destroy evil. Upon emerging from the sea, he returned to the Forsaken Fortress and to his base of operations, and began his search for Princess Zelda, a descendant of the royal family who possessed the Triforce of Wisdom. The Forsaken Fortress. The resurrected Ganondorf's base of operations. It is crawling with large numbers of demons. The girl with the blood of the royal family and the pirates. King Daphne's no hands in Hyrule, ordered by the gods to put an end to Ganondorf's ambitions, awoke from his slumber. His spirit took up a residence in a small red boat known as the King of Red Lions, and he began searching for the new hero, the descendant of the royal family. The descendant he sought had grown up as the leader of a group of pirates known as Tetra. She had spent all her life sailing the seas. Adventure brought by the wind. The boy meets the King of the Red Lions. In order to locate Princess Zelda, Ganondorf took control of an ominous bird, kidnapping girls from all around the sea. In the midst of this villainy, the King of Red Lions discovered a boy named Link from Outset Island who had infiltrated the Forsaken Fortress in an attempt to rescue his kidnapped sister. The boy from Outset Island proves his courage. The King of Red Lions decided to gamble the future of Hyrule on the courage of Link, the boy who was trying to rescue his sister. He bestowed the Wind Waker upon Link, which had been passed down by the royal family, and the two set off on their adventure. Upon receiving a pearl from each god that watched over the land, Link raised the Tower of the Gods and found himself proving his courage in a great trial. The kidnapped girls. Princess Zelda, in whose veins flows the blood of the Hylians, possesses their characteristic long ears. The ominous bird seeks out girls who share this trait and carries them off to the Forsaken Fortress. The customs of the Hero of Time on Outset Island. On Outset Island, where Link lives, it is customary for boys who reach a certain age to don a green garb in the celebration of the Hero of Time. The green clothes are meant to imitate the legendary hero, and thus they symbolize the hope that the boys will the hope that the boys will grow up to be courageous. The custom of decorating inside the house with a shield is also a vestige of this tradition. The Wind Waker. In ancient times, the Wind Waker was a baton used to play songs that served as prayers to the gods. Link receives the approval of the gods. Link's courage was recognized as he underwent the trials of the Tower of the Gods. He obtained the legendary blade, known as the Master Sword in Hyrule, the kingdom sealed deep under the ocean. He challenged the Forsaken Fortress once again in an attempt to subjugate Ganondorf. However, the Master Sword had lost its ability to repel evil. He was not able to wound Ganondorf even slightly, and the Demon King realized that Tetra was the Princess Zelda. Link and Tetra barely managed to escape the Forsaken Fortress with their lives. The Master Sword. The legendary blade that can only be wielded by the hero. In this era, it acts as the key to seal the sunken kingdom of Hyrule. Princess Zelda is awakened by the Triforce of Wisdom. The King of Red Lions, aware of the situation, invited Link and Tetra He invited Link and Tetra to the chamber of the Master Sword. There, he revealed his true form as the King of Hyrule. The fragment of the Triforce possessed by the King and the fragment possessed by Tetra united to form the Triforce of Wisdom, and Tetra awakened as Princess Zelda, the true heir to Hyrule's royal family. Princess Zelda remained hidden within the Hyrule castle where Ganondorf's hand could not reach her. Tetra, the leader of the pirates. Tetra possesses an unyielding spirit. She grew up without knowing she was the Princess of Hyrule. An ancient battle decorates the inside of Hyrule Castle. Within the walls of Hyrule Castle, which lies at the bottom of the sea, sits a statue that brings to mind the hero of time. The Master Sword also rests deep within. The images of Ganon and the six sages are depicted in stained glass windows. The decorations in the chamber where the Master Sword rests in its pedestal bring to mind the sealing of Ganon by the sages and the hero of time, taking measures to suppress Ganondorf. The King of Red Lines directed Link to find the pieces of the Triforce of Courage sunk beneath the sea, because the sages, Laruto and Fado, have been killed by Ganondorf, Medley of the Rito tribe, and Makar of the Korok tribe, in whose veins flow the blood of the sages, headed for their respective temples. The temples slumbering in Hyrule. The temples were sunk to the seafloor along with Hyrule, and there they continue to slumber. However, because their entrances sit atop tall mountains, it is possible to access them from the ocean's surface in the era of the Great Sea, the Sage of the Earth. This sage plays the harp. Medley, a maiden of the Rito tribe who later awakens as a sage, is an attendant to the guardian of the deity Baloo. Her predecessor as Sage of the Earth was Laruto of the Zora tribe. The prayer of the sages and the power to repel magic. The spirits of the previous sages who had lost their lives at the hands of Ganondorf awakened as new sages by playing special melodies on their instruments. Medley, the Sage of the Earth, and Makar, the Sage of the Wind, offered up their prayers and restored the power to repel magic through the Master Sword. The Sage of the Wind. This sage plays the violin. Makar of the Korok tribe plays the role of accompanist in the Korok's annual ceremony. He will later awaken as a sage. His predecessor was Fado of the Kokiri tribe. The spirits that guard the pearls of the goddesses. Even after the land of Hyrule was sealed away, the guardian spirits of the three pearls of the goddesses remain. They are thought to be the descendant from Volvagia, the Deku Tree, and Jabu Jabu, spirits that existed during the era of the hero of time. I always loved Volvagia. She was quite the badass. Well, I don't know if it's a she or a he, but I always thought it was a girl for some reason. The birth of the Hero of the Winds. Gathering the 8 fragments from the seabed, Link completed the Triforce of Courage. A crest appeared on his left hand, and his courage was recognized to be genuine. However, once Link and the King of Red Lions returned to Hyrule Castle, they witnessed Ganondorf carrying off Princess Zelda right before their eyes. The Hero of the Wind. Upon witnessing the gods' approval of the boy who manipulated the wind to fill the boat's sails using the Wind Waker, the King of Red Lions dubs Link the Hero of Time. Jesus Christ, some of these sentences are freaking long. The fateful decision to wish upon the Triforce. Princess Zelda, who bore the crest of wisdom, had been taken to Ganon's tower, which rested on the ocean floor in Hyrule. When Link arrived bearing the crest of courage, the 3 crests were united and the Triforce took on its true form. Ganondorf, hoping to resurrect Hyrule and rule over it, reached out to touch the Triforce and settle his fate at last. The Triforce, the divine power that Ganondorf previously failed to attain. These sacred triangles grant the wishes of those who touch them. As Ganondorf has only succeeded in obtaining the Triforce of Power, he needs to gather the Triforce of Wisdom and the Triforce of Courage. The Kokiri tribe and Sora tribes take on new forms. Some of the peoples in the era of the Great Sea underwent drastic changes in form during the tumultuous eras of the past. The Kokiri now appear plant-like, having transformed into the Korok tribe, who spread greenery around the world with a spirit known as the Deku Tree. The Sora tribe, who now bear bird-like beaks, have transformed into the Rito. They grow their wings upon being blessed with one of the Spirit Valu scales. The Goron tribe has not undergone much change, but its members wander the earth as vagabonds. The ancient kingdom fades away. Suddenly, the king of Hyrule appeared and touched the Triforce before Ganondorf was able to. In a sonorous voice, the king declared his wish. Wash away this ancient land of Hyrule. Let a ray of hope shine on the future world. Ganondorf's final moments. It was really worthwhile to ask the Triforce to destroy Hyrule in order to build a better future? Link and the princess, to whom the future had been entrusted, launched an attack on Ganondorf. What unfolded next was Hyrule's final battle. Ganondorf fell to the power of Princess Zelda's light arrows and the ability of Link's blade to repel evil, and turned into stone. As Hyrule began to fade away, the king helped Link and Princess Zelda escape to the surface. In spite of Princess Zelda's entreaty to search for a new land together with Link's outstretched hand, King Daphne No Handsome Hyrule chose to vanish along with his kingdom. Ganondorf's desire. Ganondorf, obsessed with the idea of resurrecting Hyrule, the kingdom that had sunk to the bottom of the ocean, described the land's destruction by the gods. He spoke of the desert country in which he was raised, how the wind had swept across it, brought death, and how he coveted the wind that blew over Hyrule. Was it the wind of Hyrule he felt in his final moments, or the wind of death? The King and Hyrule. When the King of Hyrule looked back upon his reign, he was filled with regret, because, like Ganondorf, his yearning for the past bound him to Hyrule. He decided to disappear with his kingdom. As though asking for forgiveness of Link and the princess, he left behind his final words. I have scattered the seeds of the future. And that's it for the story about the Wind Waker. There's a lot more to choose from, so feel free to come with any kind of wishes you guys have, and I'll try to make it happen. Alright? Relax, guys. Sleep tight.